Have you ever wondered where the concept of religion originated? That's a question that takes us back to the dawn of human consciousness, to the Paleolithic era, where the first seeds of religious belief were sown. Our earliest ancestors left us hints of their spiritual life through cave paintings and burial rituals. These acts suggest a belief in something beyond the physical world, perhaps a life after death. As human societies became more complex, so did their spiritual beliefs. Early societies were characterized by animism and totemism, belief systems that saw spirits in every aspect of nature, from trees to rivers, and revered certain animals as sacred. These beliefs, while seemingly simplistic, laid the foundation for the intricate tapestry of religious thought that was to follow. Over time, the multitude of spirits and deities in these early belief systems began to coalesce, forming pantheons of gods and goddesses. As societies evolved, so did their belief systems, leading to the emergence of polytheism. Scene script: imagine living in a world where multiple gods governed every aspect of life. Such was the case in the age of polytheism, a significant period in the history of religious belief that saw the rise of polytheistic religions across ancient civilizations. Now let's embark on a journey back in time to explore the intricacies of these beliefs. In the sun-drenched lands of ancient Egypt, the people revered a pantheon of deities. Their gods like Ra, the sun god, and Isis, the goddess of health, marriage, and wisdom, were deeply woven into the fabric of their daily life. Every sunrise, every grain of wheat, every birth and death was under the purview of one god or another. These deities dictated their rituals, their morality, and even their understanding of the world. A little further west, in the cradle of Western civilization, Greece, the gods were as varied as they were numerous. Zeus, the king of gods, Athena, the goddess of wisdom, and Poseidon, the god of the sea, were just a few of the divine figures worshipped by the Greeks. Their gods were anthropomorphic, possessing human characteristics and emotions, making them relatable, yet awe-inspiring. The tales of these gods and their exploits were more than just bedtime stories. They were lessons in morality, courage, and honor. Over in Rome, the gods bore different names but shared striking similarities with their Greek counterparts. Jupiter, Juno, Mars, the pantheon was extensive, and their influence was profound. The Romans believed that the success of their empire was directly linked to their devotion to the gods. In every one of these ancient civilizations, polytheistic religions were not just about worship. They were a cornerstone of culture, a source of societal structure, and a guiding force in daily life. They shaped their art, their literature, and their philosophy. They influenced how people thought, how they behaved, and how they interacted with the world around them. However, the landscape of faith was about to undergo a significant shift with the advent of monotheism. What if there was only one God to worship, one divine entity ruling over everything? This question marked a pivotal turn in the history of religions. The dawn of monotheism, the belief in a singular God, was a revolutionary shift from the polytheistic religions that had dominated for centuries prior. The first recorded monotheistic religion was Zoroastrianism, which emerged around the 7th century BCE in ancient Persia. Zoroastrians believed in a supreme god, Ahura Mazda, who represented everything good and just. They viewed the world as a battleground between good and evil, with humans having the free will to choose their side. This was a distinct departure from polytheistic beliefs, where multiple gods, each with their own domain and personality, were worshipped. Not long after, another monotheistic faith took root in a corner of the ancient Near East. Judaism, emerging in the 2nd millennium BCE, held the belief in a single, omniscient, omnipotent, and benevolent God. Unlike the gods of polytheism, the God of Judaism was not a physical deity that could be represented in human or animal form. Instead, God was an abstract entity, transcending human comprehension. Both Zoroastrianism and Judaism introduced the concept of ethical monotheism. This is the belief that not only is there one God, but this God expects moral behavior from humans. This was a radical shift from the transactional nature of polytheistic religions, where offerings were made to appease the gods and secure their favor. Monotheism brought forth a new understanding of the universe and our place within it. It suggested a universal moral code, a sense of individual responsibility, and an emphasis on social justice. These were revolutionary ideas that challenged the status quo of the time. The emergence of monotheism marked a significant change in the religious landscape. From the belief in a multitude of gods, humanity was now being introduced to the idea of a single divine entity ruling over everything. This shift, however, was just the beginning. The stage was set for the rise of two more monotheistic religions that would shape the world as we know it. In a world dominated by polytheism, the emergence of Christianity and Islam marked a turning point. Two monotheistic religions born in the Middle East would grow to have an indelible impact on the course of human history. Christianity found its roots in the teachings of Jesus Christ, a prophet from the Roman province of Judea. Central to its belief is the concept of salvation and eternal life through faith in Jesus, viewed as the Son of God and the Messiah. From its humble beginnings, Christianity spread throughout the Roman Empire and beyond, often carried on the shoulders of missionaries and traders. Islam, on the other hand, emerged 6 centuries later in the Arabian Peninsula. The Prophet Muhammad, who Muslims believe received revelations from God, or Allah in Arabic, founded this faith. The primary teachings of Islam revolve around the 5 pillars: faith, prayer, charity, fasting, and pilgrimage. Its message spread rapidly across the Middle East, North Africa, and even reached parts of Europe, largely due to trade and conquest. The rise and spread of Christianity and Islam have undeniably shaped societies on multiple levels. They've influenced laws, moral codes, art, literature, and even the way we understand the world around us. They've provided a sense of community and belonging, guiding individuals in their personal and spiritual lives. However, it's also important to acknowledge the conflicts these religions have sparked. From the Crusades to more recent sectarian violence, religious differences have often been at the heart of devastating wars and disputes. Yet, these conflicts are not representative of the religions themselves, but rather reflect how religious beliefs can be manipulated for political purposes. Christianity and Islam, each in their own way, have left a profound mark on human history. They've shaped empires, inspired minds, and stirred hearts. They've provided frameworks for understanding life, death, and the divine. They've been sources of hope, solace, and contemplation for billions of people. These religions continue to influence billions of people worldwide, but they aren't the only belief systems that have left their mark. While monotheism was taking root in the West, the East was exploring a different path. A path that was less focused on a singular deity and more on the philosophies of life, the universe, and the self. This path gave birth to profound philosophies that would shape the Eastern world like Buddhism, Hinduism, and Taoism. Buddhism, founded by Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha, in the 6th century BCE, is a philosophy that encourages the pursuit of enlightenment. It's a journey towards understanding the true nature of reality, free from illusions and misconceptions. Its teachings emphasize the 4 noble truths, which explore the nature and cessation of suffering, and the Eightfold Path, a guide to ethical and mindful living. Hinduism, on the other hand, is a complex and diverse philosophy. It's often considered the world's oldest religion, with roots stretching back over 4,000 years. At its core, Hinduism teaches about dharma, the moral and ethical duties one must follow, karma, the law of cause and effect, and moksha, the liberation from the cycle of birth and death. It's a philosophy that embraces a multitude of deities, yet views them as different aspects of the ultimate reality, Brahman. Taoism, emerging in China around the same time as Buddhism, offers another unique perspective. Founded by Laozi, Taoism emphasizes living in harmony with the Tao, an intangible and undefinable force that pervades and governs the universe. It promotes a way of life that is natural, spontaneous, and in tune with the natural flow of the cosmos. These philosophies, while distinct in their teachings, share a common thread. They seek to understand the nature of reality, the self, and the universe. They offer paths to inner peace and wisdom, rather than focusing on the worship of a singular deity. They illustrate the diversity of human thought and belief, showing us that there are many ways to perceive and navigate our existence. These diverse religions and philosophies form the complex tapestry of human belief. They remind us that the journey to understanding is as varied and profound as the human experience itself. Religions have shaped societies, sparked wars, and inspired great works of art and literature. But why do they matter? We have journeyed from the dawn of belief, where primitive societies sought answers in the natural world, to the age of polytheism, where multiple deities ruled over various aspects of life. We've seen the rise of monotheism, brought to prominence by the Abrahamic faiths, and the profound impact of Christianity and Islam across the globe. We've also delved into the profound philosophies of the East, where spiritual enlightenment often outweighs theistic worship. Understanding the history of religions is not merely an academic exercise, it helps us appreciate the rich tapestry of human cultures and traditions. It fosters tolerance and understanding in a diverse world, reminding us that despite our varied beliefs and practices, we all seek answers to the same fundamental questions of existence. In the end, regardless of our beliefs, we are all part of the same human story.